Okay, good morning, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We're glad to be here for this race weekend. And joining us here now is Martin Truex Jr. He's the driver number 78 Furniture Row Toyota. And Martin, I can't think of a driver over the past season plus 2 races been more consistent than you in our series. And you know, we were talking earlier, almost won this race here last year. Just talk about how the season started off for you and your outlook for this weekend here at Las Vegas.
Thank you. It's season's gone well so far. I think that you know, certainly this off season was a very busy one for everybody at Furniture Row Racing. You know, the switch to Toyota was you know, it involved a lot of work. It involved a lot of overtime and, you know, a lot of effort by everybody involved, you know, from our side, also from Toyota's side, and the folks at JGR we have our alliance with. So it was very busy off season, and we've been really pleased with how things have started off with, obviously Daytona was a really good race for us, and Atlanta, you know, the first downforce race with the low downforce package. Went really well. We had a really fast car all weekend, and you know, we were challenged for the win all the way up till the end. So it's gone well so far. Probably better than we even expected coming out of the gate, and just proud of everybody for their efforts and all the hard work that's went in. And you know, we had a good test yesterday, and looking forward to you know, seeing what we can do here this weekend.
Take some questions from Martin. If you have one, raise your hand. We'll start right there in the middle. Go ahead.
Rob Albright with PRN Radio. Martin, usually when a driver changes affiliations, manufacturer, and team, as you've done, everybody expects a time of adjustment. You guys have just been bad fast right out of the box. In fact, you've been as quicker than any of the Gibbs teams. To what do you guys attribute the early success?
Just we've got an awesome team. I mean, I can't say enough about them and what they do, what they've done this off season to get prepared, and you know, we just click. We've got a really good chemistry. You know, yesterday was a perfect example in the test. We unloaded with some stuff we'd never run before. Weren't that good off the trailer, and just continued to work on it all day long. And by the end of the day, I felt like we were one of the best cars. So just a lot of smart people making good decisions. We really have a good chemistry. We really have you know, that trust and belief in each other that, you know, when I ask my guys for something, I know they're going to figure out how to get it to me. So it's just really fun to go to the racetrack and be able to work together like that as a team and have that confidence in each other. And you know, honestly, I've never had a team where I felt more confident in them. And I think most importantly, I've never had a team where I felt that in return, where they felt like I was, you know, the best guy for them, and you know, that they wouldn't want anybody else in their car. So. Just that relationship makes it so much easier to go to work and work on cars and try to figure out how to make them go fast.
We'll go to Bob, and then we'll go to Claire, and then to Tom.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. Do you have any? What were your thoughts on the penalty issued? And then beyond that, I mean, you know Scott Miller. Do you feel like is the garage still kind of looking and seeing what kind of impact he has? Is there kind of a feeling out period on how he's going to officiate and penalize teams?
You know, I don't really know. You'd have to ask the team guys that. I don't know exactly, you know, how much that factors into things. You know, I think in our case, this situation is kind of an odd one. You know, it's not like we were trying to pull something over on somebody. You know, this was a case where, you know, something happened that we don't really understand. So, you know, I'll let the team go through the appeal process and do what they got to do. But you know, at the end of the day, we raced Atlanta with, you know, without, you know, any issues. We had, you know, obviously a fast car and very competitive day on the racetrack. And you know, I'm just really looking forward to continuing that here today. So I'll let the team figure out that side of things, and I'll go out there and do my job this weekend.
Let's go to Claire and then to Tom Jensen.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Sometimes, you know, when things like that come down, it just makes the team more determined. They've got their focus on the appeal, but is that the case with your team? You all got together and said, okay, well, let's not let this get us down. And what's Cole's reaction just to having all this come down?
Well, I think that goes unsaid with our team. I think that we don't need that extra motivation. I mean, we go, you know, we come to the racetrack every weekend with that kind of mentality. So From that side of it, it's not really a big deal. I think from Cole's side, he's a little bit frustrated with how it all went down, which is understandable. I think that people in the garage area talk, and he feels like, do people really think I'm stupid enough after what happened at Daytona to try to pull something over on NASCAR in the same area? So, he's a little frustrated by that side of it. But at the same time, being that it's a safety issue, it's really a big deal to us to figure out exactly how it all happened. Figure out how to make sure something like this doesn't happen again, and we'll again go through the appeals process and see what comes of it.
We'll go to Tom, and then we'll go to Mark Garrow.
Hi, Martin. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. Has the switch over to Toyota been pretty transparent to you as a driver? Do the cars feel any different? Is there any change from you? Obviously, the crew had to do a lot of work building new cars and whatnot, but how about for the driver?
Yeah, there's a lot of differences. From little things. Just the feel of the car, the approach that the guys at JGR have on their front ends and steering ratios and just all those different things. Learning all that. The fuel mapping and the digital dash is new and the low downforce is new. So there's a lot of new things this year that I've kind of had to adapt to quickly. I still don't know exactly where the switches are on the dash, and I have to look at them. I mean, little things like that take, some getting used to. And then we're working with a lot of different people. When we have our team meetings and we're in there with the Gibbs guys, it's, listening to Denny and Kyle and Matt and Carl and, trying to understand exactly what they're saying about their race cars. What is a car that's loose to them? What would it feel like to me if it's the same? So just trying to decipher a lot of things, work with a lot of new people and get to know them and understand them. And at the same time, try to keep that focus on our race car and what it takes to make it go faster.
Just a quick follow-up. Are you running the JGR setups, or are you running what you traditionally ran?
I would say it's probably a mix of both. A lot of the stuff that we've done so far is stuff we did last year. But the car itself and all the parts and pieces are so much different than what we had last year. It takes some adapting to on the setup side as well.
We'll go to Mark Garrow, and then we'll go to Chris Knight.
Mark Garrow, PRN. Martin, even though if you guys lose the appeal, could this penalty, even if it's a one-race suspension, have everything's about chemistry. You guys really got it going on. Do you worry at all that this could kind of deflate the momentum a little bit?
I mean, if it was 6 races, I would say yes. But being that it's 1, I don't think that we'll miss a step. We've got a lot of good people that we can, plug in just to call the race. And, Cole obviously will still be a huge part of, getting our car to the racetrack the way he wants it and helping us get through the weekend setup-wise and making decisions. So I really don't see it being a big issue. I wish it didn't have to happen, but, it's part of it.
Let's go over here to Chris Knight to the left. Martin.
Chris Knight, catchfans.com. Martin, with the test yesterday, what kind of race do you think we can expect on Sunday?
It's hard to say. I thought the track went through a really big transition yesterday, just of getting rubber laid down. It got pretty hot in the afternoon. The track got pretty slick, which is good to see. I thought the groove got pretty wide for the first test day, and I think it'll continue to widen out as the weekend goes on, especially after the Xfinity race tomorrow. So I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a really good race. I think the groove's going to get wide and the track is going to be slick depending on the conditions Sunday, whether we get some rain. It's supposed to cool off, I believe, and get a little rain, so that might change it up a little bit. But I think if it stays pretty warm, it's going to be a really good race.
Any other questions for Martin before we let him go? Martin, thank you for coming in. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks,
and,
everyone.
Again, thanks for being here. Thank you.